Hi, welcome to Kindred Spirit Readings. Let's begin, Taurus. A little bit on edge this week. Something didn't work out for you the way you had hoped, and you're trying to wrap your head around money issues. A couple of people that you know, where there is a lot of uncertainty around certain relationships you have with people, and I feel that this week you might put an end to what isn't really working out for you in terms of your finances. Now, I'm specifically focusing on this because it really I feel that I'm feeling mostly that this has been bugging you for some time. You might choose to change something completely, do something differently, completely different. Again, money is involved. I think you're very much focused on that specifically this week. Now, changing things, doing things differently, yes, that is definitely coming through as being one of your options. Will I do it? Will it be happening soon? Yes. Will it do more harm than good? There is a possibility you might decide that, for example, if you're selling something, and it could be anything, your price has always been, I wouldn't say low, but I would say welcoming. People would be more susceptible to choosing your product over anybody else's. And this is just an example. So now you're reaching a point where you might decide, okay, I don't think that this is really taking me to new heights, or it's not really bringing in what I would prefer, which number one would be your profit margin. The other thing I'm noticing here is perhaps you aren't charging enough for the amount that you provide. So whether this is a service, whether it is a product, translate that however it suits, but you're weighing out your options. You're definitely looking at doing things differently. And I feel that this week, you're now taking the bull by the horns. I'm going to make these changes. I'm determined to make this happen, and I really, it's going to be you just sitting down and number crunching and trying to figure things out. You may increase your prices if you're in that field of work where it is necessary, for example, depending on where you're at with all of this. So this is coming through for you. There is that to consider. So now I'm just going to quickly jump over to your relationships, your personal relationships romantically. I feel that there's a certain kind of distance between you and your partner. And I feel that I'm almost seeing two people reconciling. Now, this is separate. So I see that you've got yourself and someone who you're at a distance from, and then there's somebody else who is coming in. Now, these are happening on these are both happening on separate occasions. These are separate to one another. So what I'm seeing unfold here is you might be on the outs with a partner or somebody that you love, adore, however that suits your situation, and then in comes this. I don't know if I should call this person a knight in shining armor, but there's somebody that comes in, and it just so happens that they come in at a time when you really don't need that kind of interruption. If you understand where I'm going with this and how this all unfolds, is almost as though, it's great timing, but it's not. It's great that you're here, but why now? Right now I'm going through this mess of a relationship. I'm on the outs with a partner, and then you happen to just come in, and you're bringing me all this joy. It's uplifting. It's a really great vibe. We're connecting and all the rest of it. You will notice that the universe is going to try to steer you in the right direction. You'll feel it. You'll get that gut feeling. You'll know about this almost immediately. And when you get that gut feeling, perhaps it may be time to set boundaries. It may be time for you to, as long as you're being clear about your intentions and your head and your heart are in the right place, then you really have not got a hell of a lot to worry about. But I do feel that, especially for those of you who are in a relationship and it's not going so well, this is where you draw the line. If it is necessary, and if you need to do such a thing, then so be it. If you feel that there's still hope and you can work things out, then great. But just being on board with your own emotions, better understanding yourself and those around you, it all links up. And in fact, you're in the right, at the moment, if you're not in the right headspace to make any sort of decisions, then it might be a case where you may consider speaking to someone else about it. Somebody completely foreign to the entire situation, getting advice from someone who you think would be trustworthy enough to speak to. Sometimes it helps, but it's up to you at the end of the day. Thank you, Taurus.